YouTube? It's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. So now we're going to talk about the worst makeup products for oily skin. Now this is normally I do like a 10 to 1 where it's like the worst to the best, but this video is just going to be laying it all out in the list because these are things that if you have oily skin like myself, you do not need to be wearing them all the time because it is going to contribute to you looking more oily. Okay, so number 1, dewy highlighter and face gloss. So face gloss is like a clear silicone kind of product that you put on, and it basically is like lip gloss but for like your face. Stay away from that stuff. That stuff is not made for the oily skin girls, I'm telling you. Okay, next we have dewy highlighters. With the dewy highlighters you got to be careful. I'm wearing a matte highlighter right now, and you see how blaring it already is. If I were to mix that with oily creamy product with the oil from my skin, it would look like a headlight coming off the side of my face, and it would not be a good look. So you do have to be more tempered and light-handed when it comes to dewy highlighters. You want to put them really at the top apples of your cheek and be strategic with it. You don't want it to come down here further where it's like the more oily parts of your face. But the dewy highlighters, be very careful. Face gloss, skip it altogether. Next, multiples, a multi-use face product. So any kind of stick where they're like, oh, you can put it on your or any kind of cream product, whether like you could put it on your eyes, you could put it on your lips, you could put it on your cheeks. It could go anywhere. First of all, each one of those areas on your face have a different type of skin and have a different type of need. So it's already the same thing as the shampoo, conditioner, body wash crap. Like, that's not how this works. If it's moisturizing enough for your lips, then it has too much oil for your cheeks. And if it has too much oil for your cheeks, is the color pigment even a color pigment that the United States allows to be in an eye product? Because a lot of y'all have been gotten lawsuits for that. So do not mess with these multiple products in general. A lot of times it's fake news, but I would say especially if you have oily skin, if it's moisturizing enough to be something for your lips, it's definitely too oily to be on your cheeks if you have combination or oily skin. So skip the multiples. It's a product for one thing, for one job, and that's it. Even though the multiples seem so convenient and like a great way to get a monochromatic look, but it's like you're gonna see when your cheek looks all separatey and patchy because the oil mixed with the creaminess and it didn't work out right, then you'll believe me. I mean, what you can do is put the cream on your cheek and then set it with powder, but you're still going to find that underneath is going to have that breakdown compared to if you were to just use a straight powder blush. Number 3, hydrating or dewy setting sprays. So if you have oily skin, you want to stay with something that's going to have a satin finish skin, an airbrush look, or a mattifying setting spray. The dewy and hydrating sprays, you might want to use that if you put too much powder and you gotta and kind of go back. But in terms of setting your makeup for the day to go out into the streets, if you use dewy, you're going to look oily and it's not going to end well. So don't do that. Next, we have the concealers and foundations with glitter or sparkle in them. There's already a certain amount of lighting bounce back that when you use products that have glitter in them give off. So that lighting bounce back from the glitter plus from the oilier skin, you're going to look so shiny. You won't look natural. It's not going to be a good look. So just stay away from foundations and concealers that have glitter inside of them. It's not a good look. Next, products for dry or mature skin. If you have dry skin, the products mostly have oil and moisture chemicals to help your skin retain a moisture, wet, shiny look. If you have oily skin, you don't want products that have that much oil already in it, because then now it's oil from the product plus oil in your skin and it's too much oil involved. Especially if you have acne prone skin, that's going to push you towards the breakout situation. Sometimes you might want to try a foundation that says it's for dry skin or a dewy wet looking foundation. Make sure, if you have to and you really want to try it to be cool with the trends that are going on, use a mattifying primer or spray your face with a mattifying setting spray. Use powders to set it, because oily skin and a lot of these dewy foundations just don't mix well. Next we have tinted moisturizers. I just find that in general tinted moisturizers are oily or more on the oily side, so it's difficult for people who have oily skin. You end up excessively setting it in the T-zone so it won't break down, but then now you look like a cake face because you put too much powder on your face and it's just too much. And it's like, if you would have just took what my preference is instead of a tinted moisturizer, I use a body foundation, because body foundations are usually thinner, and then you can still get that light makeup look like a tinted moisturizer, but you don't get all the oil because there are like oil-free ones. So that is my hack. But tinted moisturizers usually have a lot of oil in them already, so if you have oily face, it could be bad. Hydrating or dewy powders. So the whole reason why oily people are putting powders is to like try to mattify your face. So if it's a powder made for dry skin people to bring oil and moisture to your face, it's not going to be a good look. Don't do it. Also, it's very important to know the difference between setting powders and blotting powders. Every powder can't be used the same. So as an oily person, you want a loose setting powder that is either translucent or skin colored, and then also a blotting powder, that way you can blot oil throughout the day to kind of touch up your makeup. So those are the two powders that you want for oily. But if you have dry, or if you have the dry face powder or a hydrating powder or a glowing powder, you're gonna look bad. Number 8, oil-based face primers. Anything that says it's a face primer for dry skin has extra almond oil and what's another oil they be putting in these things? Argan oil and marula oil, and there's all these oils in this primer to nourish your skin. That's for dry skin. It's not for you oily girl. Leave it alone. If you want to specifically put it on the dry sections of your face, maybe, but also products don't stay in one place, they transfer and move, so I don't think it's a good idea to even go over there. I think you should just leave it alone, okay? That's stuff for dry face people. Cleansing balms, last thing. Me specifically, I feel like if you have oily skin, light dissolves light, but also I get more acne when I use the cleansing balms. So I stick to the gel cleansers, because the cleansing balms, I'm like, I already have oil on my face. I don't need to add more oil. I just need to focus on getting the oil on my face off. So I stay away from the cleansing balms. But if you do feel like you have to use it because you have like glitter glue or something really substantial stuck to your face and your makeup, like rhinestones or something like that, then use a small amount sparingly and continually try to remove those hard pieces. And once that's gone, then use soap to get everything else off your face, or cleanser. But the cleansing balm oils, oof, they do a 1-2 on oily skin sometime. All right, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Again, those are the worst products for oily skin. I'm gonna follow up with a video on the best products for oily skin, so keep watching, especially if you have oily skin, so that way you know everything that you need to get. All right, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.